then.
Rah, 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 rah.
Da da ooh la la.
Want your bad romance.
Want your
I want your
suggestions?
loving. I want
That's our
your
intro.
comics, your shows, and anime.
Give me your recommendations.
Every day. Rah, rah, rah.
Boom,
Rah,
boom, boom,
rah, rah. I won't watch Law.
Your favorite shows won't be reviewed. Won't
Rah,
be
rah, rah, rah.
analyzed.
Guy who only knows the rah 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 part of bad romance.
Rah, rah, rah.
All right. So intro.
I'm trying to open
Let's
up
think of
OBS.
something.
That should have been the intro.
I mean, I have been recording, so that could be the intro. All right. So.
Someone animate that.
All right. To start off, we all have to apologize because we're 8 days into May, and this is supposed to be a monthly. Yeah, we woo.
Yeah, huh? Turns out life is a bitch.
Yeah, we've been busy.
And then you die.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, way to kill the mood.
You know what? Let's just do this tomorrow, guys.
All right, but it's currently the 8th, but it's May, and May has 31 days, so we still have 3 weeks until until the next one. A little over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this month
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure that my math was right.
we had 3 weeks and 2 days. 3 days if you count the first. I'm glad we took a few extra days because I wasn't completely
turn this on.
Huh?
I'm trying to set my recording.
We're in the intro void. All right, but
it's a good thing I'm recording. What?
I wasn't entirely caught up with Record of Ragnarok. I wasn't as far as I wanted to be with it.
I wish you got I said the 5th fight. You could get.
Yeah, that was the minimum. I'm past that because I got an extra week.
We'll get into more detail in the Kai and Void Waco section. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm. It's what, this video is just gonna be that part.
Huh?
Huh?
It's gonna be too
hard.
I quit.
It's the apology out of the way. Let's just get right into Black
I'm
Sails.
sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry I have a life outside of the internet. I'm sorry I'm so freaking cool and I'm busy all the time. I'm sorry you guys can't wait an extra week. And...
I'm not sorry. Because I was never busy.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. That is not a flag. that is not the gotcha.
It's whatever.
Anyway.
Black Sails.
Yeah, Black Sails.
Black Sails first? Right. Black Sails.
Oh, Black Sails. Yeah.
I'll be on my phone.
Pull out your booty, lads, for we are going on to the ship of ye old Captain Foot.
Okay, I wasn't going that hard into it. But,
well, you gotta get the people excited.
Oh, I'm excited, brother.
I love my first note for the show is one of the executive producers is Michael Bay. I was actually very surprised by that.
Yeah.
What?
I remember when I first saw that too.
Yeah, he was an executive producer. I was surprised too.
How many cannonballs did they fire in the making of
Oh, so many.
Not that much, actually.
Don't undermine me, boy.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Lego. 8 episodes. I don't know how to start this. What did you think?
Overall, pretty good. I enjoyed it. It got better as it went along. At first, I thought the main character was going to be John Silver, which I put down here in my notes. It was the shot was kind of like an MCU cameo, you know, of like, I'm John Silver. Audience like fucking reaction or whatever.
Pause for applause.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking like, are they going to introduce other pirates like that? Because I would be fine with that. My name is Blackbeard.
Oh, what do you think of the Blackbeard introduction in the first episode?
It got me. It got me. It actually did get me. But it was pretty funny.
Yeah. See, Kaierss, you're really missing out, man. Look how much...
God, there's just so much, man. It's crazy.
Anyway. I gotta remember everything that happened only in season 1. Yeah, I think John Silver's like he's like the good POV character to introduce you.
Yeah, he's in the
like,
introduction. You know,
yeah, all the other cool main characters.
Yeah. Like the quartermaster, and how the first episode actually tries to deal with the financial problems of the crew and how Flint has been fucking it up. And also we got, you know what really surprised me? Since in the first episode the accountant was like introduced, I thought it was going to be like a funny like background character, like, oh, here's this stupid accountant in the background. But at the very end of the season, he became a very prominent like character. It's like very surprising.
I love the crew of the show in the terms of like, without spoilers, obviously, the crew, like, it's not just like random extras that like change throughout the seasons. Like, obviously, there's like, you can't get every single crew member every episode, but like what, like, as you watch the whole show, you'll have like a lot of like the same like the crew is like it's like a nice little supporting cast that like you'll see a guy and he won't have like any lines, but you'll still know him.
Yeah,
you know, like you'll be attached to him. Because
hi, man, I love guy in black shirt. My favorite character. But yeah, just every episode, there's like so much in every episode since like well, the first episode was an hour long. Yeah, every episode's like 40 minutes plus it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, like an hour.
Yeah, like an hour. Yeah, that. But it sets up, as the story continues, it creates this like fantastic web of characters, like really well. Like that doesn't feel too confusing, you know? I mean, like it slowly eases you in, you know, into these relationships and how it all connects to each other and all that. And this show is truly a I really, I mean, there's main like focuses, like main characters, but it really does feel like a group type of show. We see it from multiple perspectives here.
It's an ensemble, yeah.
Yeah, there's ensemble.
It's kind of like I don't think you've ever watched. I know you've never watched Game of Thrones, but it's like there's multiple stories all going on at the same time, but like the stories like interweave with each other, like as they go on.
Let's see here. The first episode sets up many relationships, rather well, with Flint and Billy trying to find out what was on the missing page. Ah, yes, the MacGuffin of the season of trying to get to the buried treasure of the Spanish.
The Manchurian gold.
Yeah, the Manchurian gold. That's it was so funny when they went to Harvin. Not Harvin. What the hell was it called? The main city. God damn it.
Oh my god.
God damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's new. It's not.
No, it's not new. It's H fucking.
God, I hate that. I also can't think of
it. Anyway, I popped off when the title showed up for it because that's the first location you go to in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It was like, oh my god, it's that city. It doesn't end well.
No.
I also like that kind of theme of like
Charlestown.
You know, not Charlestown. No, it's fucking Havana.
No, it's about Havana.
Okay. Havana, yeah, Havana. No.
I thought you were talking about like Nassau.
No. Is it Nassau? It was both. Fuck it. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Nassau is like the main. I don't know if that's a ground, but that was like the main place that like Eleanor is in.
Okay, maybe it was Nassau. About that. Whatever. It was a location in Black Flag. Good game. Great pirate game. Anyway, what was going back to? Oh yeah, this theme of kind of, you know what's going to happen, you know, since history is played out, and not much like Flint's trying to like create a nation or trying to get out of the pirate life, you know, and his crew obviously doesn't want that. He's trying to get to this treasure in order to fund this kind of nation, sort of, maybe. There's still other motivations Flint has that haven't been explained yet. But Eleanor is also trying to do the same thing as well, trying to build Nassau, but her father doesn't he doesn't care about this little shitty town. If he has to, you know, sell it out to the British army or whatever, he'll do it because he doesn't believe in it. Like there's no place for a pirate nation. And I really like this sort of like eeriness to this whole thing because you know it doesn't end well. Like you just know it because there's never been a pirate nation.
Yeah, you don't hear about too many pirates nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, here's a great quote. I think this was like from fucking episode 3 where it's the quartermaster. What was his name? Fucking
You got this.
Yes, yeah,
I believe in you.
Yep. He went to talk to like the main like guy in the fortress of Nassau, right? He's trying to like recruit his people or whatever. And he says this: no matter how many lies we tell ourselves, no matter how many stories we convince ourselves we're a part of, we're all just thieves awaiting a noose. And I really like that theme of like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's not going to end well for these people. Like you're growing attached to these characters, but at the same time, it's like they're not going to get out of this alive. Most likely, they're like pirates and all of that. It's just a very interesting tone that the show gets into as we go along. It probably is going to be even more present as the seasons go on.
I love the mix of like fiction and nonfiction, where you have like John Silver and Captain Flint who are not real, but then you have like a bunch of other like legit like real pirate names.
Yeah, I also like that kind of it's a very weird genre because I've read it before in a manga called Billy Bat, in which it combines fiction and nonfiction. So you have like this weird tone of like, are things going to change or is history going to stay the same? Because it's fiction. Like it could change, but at the same time, it could just stay the same. It's a very interesting like tenseness you get in your chest of watching through this. It's a very interesting thing. Vane is badass.
I was just about to ask, what do you think about Charles Vane? Because
dude,
we've been talking about Flint. Who do you like more, Captain Flint or Charles Vane?
I like Flint more as a character. I like Vane because he's just a badass.
And did you know that both of you have seen Vane in The Walking Dead?
Oh yeah,
but you don't remember him though.
Probably not.
Because he's in like 2 episodes, and he's in season 9 on the bridge.
Oh yeah,
anyway, he's the guy that Daryl like scuffles with.
Ah yes, him, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking it's very interesting. Of like, they introduce a character, you know, Vane is like, oh, he's going to be the rival to Flint, but no, it's more of a Vane is like, he's not really a rival to Flint. He's just another pirate with his own like shit to deal with. I mean, during the whole like, he was willing to negotiate. It was actually Flint that didn't want to negotiate with him at all with that whole thing, which was very interesting. And I kind of liked how he and the quartermaster went out and was like, could you fucking just go back in there, goddammit.
That scene is so funny. One moment, please.
Yeah. But yeah, Vane wants to get together with Eleanor. With that, they had like a little flame in the past, or kind of, maybe, who knows, but Eleanor doesn't like him anymore, and he gets into depression and all that, and he sees a giant fucking Viking, and he he goes off into this random fucking island. I don't even know. We don't even get the Viking's name. I don't even think we ever do. It's just this random fucking like guy on this island that's chopping wood and all that. And actually, I have some like interesting thoughts about that. Actually, the difference between Flint and Vane. Flint wants to settle down with his, he just wants to settle down. He's tired of this whole pirate life. While with Vane, he goes to this island full of this pirate crew that hasn't been active. They're just cutting wood and all that. But he manages to revolt against the Viking by, killing him butt ass naked, by the way. Awesome scene. Awesome. So he manages to reinvigorate this crew because you men are just here to die, mere just woodcutters or whatever. I just kind of like Vane and Flint are polar opposites in what they want to do. And
but they both just have such a way of doing it.
Yeah, they have ways. Oh my god. Flint. Oh yeah, episode 3 gives us a mystery about Flint and Mrs. Barlow. Yes, that's also right. The relationship is very interesting.
Whose?
Flint and Miss Barlow.
Okay. I was trying to think if you've seen Miss Barlow.
Yeah, I've seen Miss Barlow. It's still kind of like I think what it is that. Okay, yes, what it is, because it turns out Flint was from the British Royal Army and he decided to get away from the flag or whatever. That's why there's the poster is him burning the British flag, because it makes a lot more sense.
Because raw.
He doesn't want to.
It looks rad as hell.
Yeah, it looks awesome too as well. But Flint doesn't want to be a like a musketeer or whatever they called the British Navy or whatever. Privateer, that's it. So he didn't want to be part of that, and he Miss Barrow didn't want to be a part of that as well because her husband was murdered, I think. Yeah, her husband was murdered. Something Hamilton. So that was the whole thing. I think that's their kind of a relationship. Like, it's not really intimate. They just like reading books together or whatever. Episode 4 shows cracks in relationships while new ones are born, such as Flint starting to distrust Billy and trust John, and Billy coming to the realization that he fears Flint and does what he is told. Oh yes, I really liked at the end of episode 1 of Billy deciding to lie for Flint out of like fear, turns out, which is very interesting.
Yeah, just the whole dispute over who gets to be like the captain, and just showing, and it kind of shows like how, I don't know, Flint, he has a way of controlling his crew that he's a clever guy.
He's manipulative, yes, he is. He, lies to people. Like, I mean, that's the whole thing with him and the quartermaster. Of like the quartermaster wants him to be more honest with the crew and all that, and though everyone else on the crew is like, "Oh, you're just in his pocket, ain't you?" And all that, and it really did shock me. Like, I actually did not see this death coming, of Flint killing him. Like, I actually did not see that coming.
Wait, like, who?
The quartermaster.
Yeah, okay, we're talking about Gates. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you what you thought about that. That death.
I was genuinely shocked by it. I feel like Gates was going to go, but I didn't think like Flint was going to kill him, in order to protect his like secret, whatever. Of trying to God, it's been a fucking month because there's so much to this like story. Like, you can't really describe all the. There's just so many relationships and all that. Like, we haven't even gone to the whole Eleanor and
Max.
Max, yes.
I was also curious about what you think.
Unrealistic.
Eleanor and Max.
woke. SMH. But no,
Wait, what? Gosh, Fraser, didn't know you were gonna.
SMH. But I liked it of the whole thing of Max wanting to run away with Eleanor, but Eleanor wanting to stay because she believes in Nirvana.
What do you NASA?
Now
What do
so.
you think of Max's French accent?
She had a French accent.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I really didn't like. She had an accent. I didn't hear it was French though.
I don't know. I've heard people make fun of it just in the past, but yeah, Eleanor and Max, they're kind of like, purely talking season one, of course.
Yeah.
I always kind of like the one other thing I didn't like, the part that I didn't care too much. It's always interesting like when like the stories like weave together. That's probably my least favorite part. Also we talked about Vane. What do you think about Vane's little posse, Jack and Anne?
I like Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really like both of them.
yeah, I like their kind of chemistry together. The type of thing it is fucking leaving him tied up to the bed because he's pissed off. And I really like how Jack's like, Bonnie, make up your damn mind. Like throughout like the second half of the season of like, do you want to save her or not? What the hell's up with you?
I think Anne Bonny is one of the coolest like looking characters in the entire
she
show.
is fucking cool. Yeah. But I also I just like Billy because he was just like the most normal, I guess, on the crew. You know, because
Yeah, I can see it.
yeah, he's just Billy.
Billy Bones.
Billy Bones, and I can't believe they killed him off screen. Crazy. Flint flew him off.
Oh, hey. He fell off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fell off. Yeah.
I don't remember ever them saying that Flint threw him off.
Well, I mean, he was willing to kill his quartermaster, so so he's going to come back at the second half of season 4, badass, covered in like he's going to be like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, covered in like squids and shit. Like I'm back from the dead, Flint, and all that. Enough teams up with Scott. Oh yeah, Scott, Eleanor's second hand. That was a very interesting relationship as well. And then we go into the whole Bryson arc, or with the whole ship and all. I really like that episode of like, well, shit, they're in the brig. What do we do? But yeah, I like the conclusion of that of Scott, finally standing up for the slaves, and they all revolt against the Bryson, musketeers or privateers, and that was just a cool scene, and the ship explodes and all that. Very cool. Oh, that's right. We learned that Flint, all he has to do is give a pardon to England. That's right. Cause that's a very interesting. Like I like that a lot because it shows what type of character he is. Like he won't give a pardon to England at all. Like all he has to do is that, and it'll be home free. But it tells us so much of like something obviously happened while he was in the military. Maybe he just doesn't agree with the government. Maybe it's something more personal. It creates more just intrigue about Flint as a character. Like I want to see more of him. See how
Yes. Very
gets.
strong beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. Of like oh, that second Danish ship and plans to take a part of it without his crew knowing. Yes, that's right. But the crew are planning to kill him due to the fact that they think he pushed Billy off the ship with Gates. Growing tired of Flint's excuses and lies, will not stand away. While Vane meets up with a Viking, which leaves him for dead in a sand grave, but he takes himself out and kills the Viking. The most badass scene of the series so far. Yeah. Oh, I like this one. I think this is how I put this type of theme of
See that sucker over there? Sorry, I quickly checked the notification and it took me to a video.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let me just read this out. There is this theme of legacy of how
Okay, I turned it off. The notification has been checked.
there is this theme of legacy of how people like Flint and Eleanor went to create something that can stand alongside civilization.
Mhm.
Yet they are pirates, mere thieves and killers with the hindsight of history. We know a true pirate nation never formed, for how could it? Yet they still fight for that dream, trying to create something to make a point against England that free people can make something rather than just steal or destroy. It's just a very interesting theme of kind of legacy, really. Like
Mhm. Yeah,
trying to
there's a huge theme in the show is like legacy and what like life the characters want to live and like what they like why they do this, like what they'll leave behind.
hmm oh yeah, there's another thing here. Oh yeah, episode 5 is when like the accountant finally gets into like a prominent role. We have like a cool ass
No one ever dies on their first.
no one ever dies. Don't worry. It's all right.
It's never happened. Oh, he died.
Well, shit. Anyway, but I really like that scene just from a production value. It's like very Saving Private Ryan, kind of, even though I've never watched the movie. But everything going silent and fucking battle going on around him, and he kills someone by biting their neck, Rick Grimes style. It's
Oh
on my
my
notes.
god.
Oh hell yeah! But yeah, I really like that of the accountant finally experiencing battle and how it kind of makes him more, gut like fearless by the end of the season
Battle changes a
as well.
man.
Yeah. Has the death of Gate, which I actually didn't expect, with Dufresne being the new core master. That's the accountant's name, Dufresne. In fighting against Flint, I still think that Billy Bones is alive and will show up back again somehow. We have Vane, the Viking, taking over the fort. We had a fantastic sequence at Dufresne's showing the rest of the crew Gates' weather while Flint tries to fire off the cannons. That was a good sequence right there of Flint trying to be like, fire on that ship. That's the only thing we got. Look at Gates' letter. He killed him and all that. It was a very tense situation. While John is confronted by DeGroot and is saved by Randall. I haven't even brought up Randall.
I don't like you.
I don't like you.
We like Randall.
Yeah,
Safe.
Randall is good. Faith, faith, faith. Oh, it's just Randall being Randall. All that. When the ship breaks apart and men are drowning, the words Gates say echo. All of us will be consumed by the water. It actually doesn't happen in the show. I just got reminded of that. Of what Kate said. But they crash onto shore and find another ship gathering the Spanish gold and a great ending that leaves me wanting more. Yes. That was a really good ending
Mhm.
of like, oh, they're on the ship. I mean, they're on the island now. Lost. Uh, guys, where are we? Anyway, but yeah, another crew trying to steal the Spanish gold, and they're going to have to go through hell and fin to get it back in order for all this stuff happen. But yeah, this is a for 8 episodes, it's dense. It is really
Mhm.
dense of just the amount of characters, amount of relationships there are, like the priest and fucking Mrs. Blah, blah,
Barlow?
Barwell. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Mrs. Barrow, that whole thing.
Any big predictions?
Billy Bones is coming back.
Mhm.
That's my biggest one, really. Vane. Oh yeah, Jack took over the whorehouse as well. I mean brothel. That
You
was
can't
a
say that.
oh okay brothel. I'm sorry, I used the correct PC term. Um, but yeah, that was kind of just a funny like a little side story of like,
Mhm.
well, I'm not a quartermaster anymore. Might as well take over this brothel by killing the fucking owner. But that 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 but any big predictions? What this takes place in 1750. So I'm trying to think of like if I remember any like pirates that were like who could show up, you know. Of I really can't. I don't know, Captain Morgan. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah. Vane will probably. I don't know what Vane will do, you know, because he has the fortress, and it seems like he just doesn't kind of care anymore. Like he just wants to take things over. He's probably going to attempt to take over Nassau in the future, but yeah, probably he will. Maybe he'll finally get over Eleanor and hell, maybe even kill her. Who knows? Because Vane is a very loose cannon by this point. He has this pack of Vikings with him.
Charles Vane.
Charles Vane. Yeah. And Flint, I think you know what, here's my big prediction. He's probably going to be dead at the end of like season 4. I don't think he's going to be able to make that nation he plans on. You know, I think he's a tortured main character. That he's not going to get his happy ending. That's what I believe in. But yeah, overall, a very, very like dense show that I was not expecting. Like this is a like very interconnected characters upon characters with relationships here and there and everywhere. I very much did not expect that. And hey, I fucking love interconnected character stories. I mean, hell, I play Higurashi and Yume Mecha, and that's all they fucking are.
and go watch those.
Hey, I gotta give people a point of reference.
And that's all the time we have for today.
Hey, ratings, scores. Overall, I'll give season 1
leaning in my chair as you may see.
I guess 7.7.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Because I was thinking back to the Supergirl rating because I like this much more than Supergirl.
I know that Void usually rates stuff a lot lower. So like a 7.7 from him is really like 12. So I'll take it.
Fraser, your rating
for Black Sails?
Yeah.
Season 1. It's not my favorite season. If I had to rank the seasons, which I've thought of before, it's probably my third favorite. I mean, I think this show, I don't know. I think honestly probably around the same ballpark, somewhere from like 8 to 7.5. Because I feel like by season 1, it was like I'm really enjoying this. I want to watch more, but it hasn't like clicked yet for me. Like it hasn't hit for me. It was really season 2 where I really got like invested and was really like, okay, I'm in this now.
In.
So if he was like 7.5, maybe with season 1, like around the same as Void, then like I think I agree with that.
All right.
So what's your overall rating since we did that last time with Lost?
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Honestly, I forgot about the scoring system until you brought it up just now.
Wait, what's my overall rating for the whole show?
Yeah, the whole show since
Lost. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's probably like top 5, probably like somewhere. I'd say it's gotta be like there's a couple moments in the show where it's like I don't want to say it's perfect. I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 show, but like it's like 9.5 maybe. You know,
9.5,
okay. Like there's just like a moment in like I don't know, like season 1 I wasn't fully clicked in yet. I remember there's a couple side stories that I didn't care for as much as like some of the other stories, but like when you put the show all together, really like somewhere in that like 9.5 range.
Yeah,
out of 5.
Oh my god. But yeah, I'm kind of getting like the Walking Dead type vibe because like I watched season 1 with Fraser actually, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't locked in. It was season 2.
We watched the first like 4 seasons together.
Yeah, we did. It was crazy, but it was season 2 that like locked me in. Even though a lot of people don't like season 2 of Walking Dead because it's not nonstop zombie action because they were set up by season 1.
Stupid.
But that's
season 2 is amazing.
It is one of the best seasons. But yeah, I honestly cannot wait to see more. I've been honestly waiting for this podcast in order to like say this piece so I can go watch it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you will be watching more.
Yes, I will be watching more. So
Rah.
yeah,
we could send. I could send GIF from other seasons now.
Yeah.
Fraser, I regret asking because this is just lengthening the time I have to edit. But what got you into Black Sails? Did you just choose it on a whim?
Actually, so it was so the YouTube channel, the reaction channel, Blind Wave. They would like it's one of those things, Black Sails, where it's like I don't hear anyone talk about it, so like every once in a while I would randomly hear it come up in like a conversation, and every time I've heard it, it's always been like, oh yeah, that amazing show, Black Sails. And then like I remember like Blind Wave, I was watching them like rank shows, and like every time they rank shows, they always put it like S tier. And then like I saw a couple other like YouTubers like talking about it, and I looked it up, and like it was very highly rated. And I like more like I don't know, not like this doesn't necessarily be realistic shows, but more like more I guess gritty, if you want to say gritty shows.
Yeah,
And
great.
like and I saw and I was like, this looks like something that I'd be like really into, like these pirates. And then it took me a long time to start it. It was like a lot of months of like building up until like I think I just finally ended up watching The Boys, and I was like, okay, I don't have any shows to watch anymore. And then I looked at my list and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start Black Sails now.
All right, one very gritty show to another.
All right, now for Blue Period. Feel man, this is awful because you guys took so much time, and I'm like, I don't have that many questions to ask. This is gonna be like 15-20 minutes tops, and you guys spent half an hour talking about Black Sails. But yeah.
Let me go back to the Blue Period episodes count. Okay.
So how many episodes did you suggest, Void? 8 for season 1. How much was season 1 of Black Sails?
8 episodes, but they were an
hour long. Okay. And I suggested you 12 episodes.
12 episodes.
24 minutes each.
So not if you watched like 8 episodes, I watched like 6 episodes, essentially.
Yeah.
But I did watch all 12 episodes.
Yeah, and I need to bring this up. I told Void the other day, but you were texting me on Instagram. You were like, aren't you proud of me for watching one season over the course of a whole month?
Hey, I was on vacation for 2 weeks. Okay.
You could have watched it with the person you were with on vacation. It's vacation. You're not constantly... I'm not linking them in the description this time. You're not constantly hanging out on the beach, right? There's gotta be some times where you're in a hotel room. Just with Netflix pulled up, you can watch Blue Period. It'd be a gift,
Impractical
actually.
Joker.
Oh, okay. I don't blame you. But do you have any thoughts? I have a few questions. I don't know if you have any thoughts just like going into
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
On to the next segment. I mean, I can't believe I got tricked into taking an art class. Blue Period. I will say, as someone who doesn't watch a lot of anime, and like my reasoning for it being kind of like a lot of the style of anime, it's just hard for me to like get into the characters. I won't say this one was like perfect in the way that like it didn't like kind of have that style, but the characters were a lot like easier to like.
They're not like extravagant, like crazy. They're more human, right?
Yeah, like it's like a more like realistic story, and like I don't know, it was a very like chill like show where I was like, there wasn't really too much to like. I don't know, but yeah. I appreciated the way that everyone was characterized, and I like that it wasn't like I like the drama in the show because there is like you'll have like this like nice little like chill like art exam, and it's like it's very stressful for like people in real life trying to become like art students. Like when you're watching it just as like a show, you wouldn't expect it, and you're not like this isn't like a super like drama like thrilling show, but it has just like a nice
Folks,
little...
he likes slice of life anime. My God,
we
loves
did it.
Slice of life anime.
This podcast is over. We had one goal, and it was to get Frasier to.
It was chill. It was chill. But I also like that there's just, like randomly it would be like it'll be like, oh, it's like, oh man, I really need to like pass my art exam. But then this episode, it's like, you better go talk to your friend or they're going to kill themselves.
It's a high school experience, man.
I mean, hey.
I
was like, wow, an accurate representation.
I gotta say, I loved that episode. I know it was honestly one of my favorite episodes of all time.
That might be my favorite episode in the show too. Also, that whole storyline, I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be like, I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, but I wasn't sure if it was because it's anime. It's not a person, you know. I can't watch the show and look at the actor and like tell what it's supposed to be. It's literally just like they draw it however they want. They get any voice actor they want to like make you like think, and then they're like, oh, it's actually a guy.
Yeah,
I
so
wasn't sure if it was supposed to be a gay story or a trans story. I wasn't sure.
In the manga, there's a chapter 0, which doesn't really make sense. And after I'd like finished rereading it, I noticed that there was a chapter 0, and I read that, and it actually goes a little bit into detail about Ryuji's like backstory a little bit, and how it showed him as a guy before he like kind of grew out his hair and all that stuff. And I feel like they could have made it more clear, but it was kind of ambiguous. But
yeah, I was trying to get like what like the story was supposed to like be of, but I mean they both like the struggles are still like the same over what like he was trying to do and what he was dealing with like acceptance and like trying to find other like guys to like date that will like accept him.
I like that.
So
a lot.
Either way, it was still like an effective way. Either way, I wasn't sure. I thought about it. I wasn't sure.
And it's nice seeing it from like a Japanese point of view, because they have different societal like mumbo jumbo where it's less accepted over there, and it's difficult for a guy who likes men. It's so easy here, for Void, anyone to like go out and
how fucking dare you?
Why? What do you mean? Why are you so defensive?
I'm just over here cleaning my nails.
But yeah, it was nice to see his standpoint. I think Ryuji was my favorite character in season 1, next to Yatora or Yaguchi, whatever it is. Yeah,
I love Ryuji from Persona 5.
It's not the series for this month.
It's very funny because then also the like first like season of that like game, you have to prevent someone from committing suicide as well.
I did not know that about Persona, but let's continue with Blue Period. Who was your favorite character? They didn't show a lot of the characters that like show up in the series overall. I feel like it was mainly focused around Yaguchi and like some of the other exam takers. But do you have like a favorite character from the few characters that they showed?
Here, let me go into the character list to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody.
I really like.
I won't remember their names though.
Yeah, that's fair. I really liked Hashida. He's the guy who had like the braided hair going down.
Yeah.
He was very likable.
He was funny. I really liked Yaguchi's friends.
Oh yeah, they're so real. Oh my god.
They were also just so funny. In the first episode, I don't dare repeat the line. I don't want footage. But when they were like in the art class, and also they were just like surprisingly like supportive.
I loved that.
I don't know
my god.
any of their names.
Yeah, I don't remember them either, honestly.
But and then the one guy was like, he wanted to be a chef, right?
Yeah. Did they show that in the anime? I didn't realize.
Yeah. Well, I didn't show him like being a chef, but he was like, your passion for art inspired me to pursue my goals. And I love how it was always like everyone had like this idea for someone, and the guy was like, I'm taking art school. They're like, what? Hell yeah, brother! And then the guy like later on was like, I want to be a chef, and they were like, dude, you didn't tell me you wanted to be a chef. It was like they were such a great little just like
that was my favorite friend of Yaguchi's, because he was supposed to be like this Yakuza looking guy, you know, super hardcore, and he wants to be like a pastry chef. Yeah, I can tell you that in the manga they do show a little bit of him, and there's like this really like heart, like it tugged on my heart so much. It was so cute. He comes up to talk to Yaguchi, and they're just like chatting for a bit, and the guy who wants to be a pastry chef shows up on like the sick motorcycle, and they're just chatting. He's like, you really helped me out, I appreciate it. And like Yaguchi was struggling at that time in the series, and it helped him out, and it was just it made me cry. I've cried 3 times while reading / watching Blue Period, and that was one of them.
Nice. I like the different like types of students in the class. Like you have like the genius, you know, like the one like the prodigy. Then you also have the one girl who was like her sister was like a big deal. So now like whenever she like does anything, they always mention like how her sister passed the exam like on the first try. So she's like living up to those expectations. And then Hashido was chill.
Hashido was so chill. I loved him. He was my profile picture a few times. You might have seen it in the past. So
peer pressuring the boys to go out and have fun.
Yaguchi.
What were you saying?
There was a few like lesser known characters. Oh my god, my dog. I don't know if
okay.
But there's a few lesser known characters. Like there was that one girl who was just like, they went to the museum as like a field trip for the class.
Mori?
No, she wore an anarchy jacket outside of the studio. Like when they went to that one museum.
And they were like, and I remember he was like, "Whoa, I didn't know you had so much style." And she was like, "Are you flirting with me?" And he was like, "What?" No. So weird. I really liked Yaguchi's mom.
Oh yeah, she was. Oh my god, did they? Yeah, they had that part where he drew her, and then she saw it and like broke down because you know it was like wholesome. It was like a big gesture for him to do that.
I forgot that Yaguchi had a dad until like towards the end.
Do anything. He was just like, yeah, I love baseball. I love football. So cool.
God, I love my artist son. Good for him.
That was the second out of the 3 times I cried seeing the mom look at the drawing. Actually, no, I cried 4 times. Okay, well, we experience things differently. I don't cry for a lot of series. Blue Period and like a few others are like, it's rare, but Blue Period made me do it more than once, which is strange for me. But I loved it. That's so good.
Emotions, the first time.
Yeah, it's this weird thing. Water came out of my eyes. It was new feeling.
I think you need to get that checked out, dude.
Yeah. Boys don't cry.
It's called sweating.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you play basketball, dude, or play some football?
Oh yeah. I got injured. I tore my ACL 3 times.
That sucks, man. Yeah, I must have sweat.
Each one.
But
I think Yaguchi is a very interesting main character, kind of because he was like, I don't know, his couple times where he was like, not just normal, but like, I don't know, I couldn't decide whether or not I liked him. Sometimes
I liked him because I've also struggled with like, oh, what do I want to do later in life? Probably just gonna get some like normal job, but then he finds something he's passionate about and sticks with it, and he goes so hard for this like single goal that he just picked up on a whim.
Yeah.
By the end of the series, I was like, okay, I like him, but he was just kind of dumb a lot of times. or just the way, like, I mean, he not having social skills isn't a bad thing necessarily. But no, it's just the way that he like interacted with like everybody. He was like,
this person is so much
oh
better than I am. I know I picked this up a year ago and I'm on their level, but they're so much better than me.
I had to work for it.
I did like how he interacted with that like prodigy. That one prodigy kid who he hated but also respected. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that they're like trio, and then like, oh, yeah, I thought that was like nice where that guy was like, how they were like against each other almost. Where like he was like, I don't think you understand the first thing about like this piece, but then like it was like his mom or whatever like made him call somebody like a friend, and he chose Yaguchi. It was kind of like a little like a frenemy thing.
Yeah, I like that. Did this series like I know after I was done I was like, I want to start doing art. I want to draw something. I haven't picked up a pencil in like 6 years to draw, but after I was done with it, I really wanted to draw. Was it the same for you? Did you feel like doing art?
I've always wanted to learn how to draw. Every once in a while, I'll have a phase
I get the
where
urge.
I was like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'll try something. I've like drawing is a skill that I don't have that I've always wanted to have. It's probably like maybe like one of my top 3 like skills that I would love to have. I don't know if it necessarily like was full like that because a lot of it was like painting and stuff and like, but I was watching the show and I was listening to all like the stuff like the advice the art teacher would give, and I would be like, man, I wish I could draw. I also really like the style in the anime where it's like the drawings are like they look like real, like they're real drawings. Like it was like it wasn't animated the same way. Yeah, like the art in the show was real. I thought that was cool.
I don't know if they ever credited the artist in the anime, but in the manga, you like whenever they show a panel, they like credit the artist on the side, and you could like see it in clear view. Cool. And turns out it was the so the creator of the series of the manga went to art school, and she dropped out actually. And I think the people who drew the drawings were friends of hers from the art college.
The show was like a revenge fantasy because he graduates in the end and he's like the author's like, well, I should have passed and
well, she passed. The woman who made the series, she passed and like was into art college for a few years, but then she started drawing manga and realized she preferred that. Is what I remember.
I think that does make a lot of sense though that she was in art school because like a lot, especially like I knew whoever the author this had to have been an artist because I was like, you don't like, they talk about so much of like the fine details of stuff, and like it's not like just like someone's trying to draw and like they're trying to get better. Like the teachers are every single episode there's like legit like advice and strategies and technical terms, and I was like, okay, so they definitely have to be an artist. There's no way that they just did the research and don't know how to like draw.
Yeah, because they're like painting stills and like using all this terminology that you wouldn't know otherwise. It was unique in the manga. When you're reading it, their art style is way different than like how you've seen other than you don't read a lot of manga, but like if you started reading the manga, you'd realize that this art style is unique. Like they're not too used to drawing people, so like the faces are a little bit different than like other art styles you might see. And that's because like they started drawing manga kind of later into life, I think, after they got big on art. Whereas like most mangaka are drawing as kids and their art style is improving since childhood, and they like know how to draw in like the manga style. But this person is more accustomed to like drawing humans, and they're trying to make it like not every human realistic drawing stuff. I can show you a panel later, but it's different.
Okay. Here, one second. I need to respond to a text. Void, talk about your thoughts on Bluebeard.
You know, shouldn't come out as blue.
Yeah.
Should get that checked out, Will.
Alright, Void. The series explores themes of passion, identity, and societal expectations. How do you think these themes are portrayed and developed throughout the story?
Honestly, I think it's pretty good in some areas, but that one specific character, I just could never get into. Will I?
Really? I liked him quite a bit.
I don't know. I really couldn't just get into him, but I
Mirai
like how it
Yakumo,
explored.
he was one of the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. I just couldn't get into him, but the whole societal issues with Japanese culture is very interesting type of perspective to go on. It's kind of reminiscent
If you,
of.
I
He's
swear to
lying,
God, I
isn't
swear to
it?
God, if you mention Higurashi, I'm done with this podcast.
I was going to say Persona, dumbass.
Even worse.
That's high school students. With Higurashi, it's fucking middle school.
I've heard a lot about Persona. Do you think I'd like Persona?
I've also heard a lot about Persona.
I mean, it's
know much
part of the
about
Shin Megami Tensei series. Wink, wink. Anyway,
Really?
yeah, it is. It's a spinoff.
it. Yeah, we talked about
I've
this.
thought about playing it.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Mm-hmm.
But
Anyway.
all right. I got through all my questions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any?
Oh my god,
closing-
that part when he was running up the stairs and he couldn't get to the top of the stairs. First of all, I thought it was really sweet, and then like their friends were like helping him,
Mhm.
and I thought his reactions to stuff was really funny because it's like when it's like they're helping me
Yeah.
walk up the stairs.
I'm in like
Why
a
would
lot
anyone
of trouble.
show an act of kindness?
That's so strange.
Um,
And wait, are you talking about the scene where he collapsed and
Like
he
at the
saw
end.
his like the genius
Wait.
friend as a woman, like he saw it as that one woman who got him into art.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then also I was really thrown through a loop like halfway through the show where I finally noticed the ratings where it was like TVPG, smoking, substances,
Yeah,
and
I saw that too.
suicide, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a Doki Doki thing, where it's gonna be like this is gonna be like super like normal at first, and then it's gonna
Get
someone's
super
gonna
dark.
die.
The
Yeah.
guy's only introduction to anime. Man, this reminds me of fucking Doki Doki.
Hey man, I watched like 5 episodes of this like wholesome art show, and then I looked at the top left corner on Netflix, and it was like rated TVPG for suicide, substance abuse, and I was like, what is going to happen in this show?
The substance
And was the
abuse-
substance ibuprofen?
No, the substance,
and, like, I
the
think it's
substance was from the
final
first
thing.
episode when he was smoking with his friends, like the delinquents when they go like out to bars,
But
and
no, because
they're
it's
drinking
smoking is a
underage.
separate thing. Okay.
They're,
I
they're
guess.
also drinking underage. They were like what 17 at that time, and they were going to
I
bars.
guess that makes sense. I remember I was like waiting for like the substance part of it, and like towards like it was like the second to last or last episode, and you open the cabinet, it's the ibuprofen. I was like, damn, it really hit it hard. I guess the suicide part was just like them talking about it.
Yeah, when they went on that like trip to the beach, that was my favorite part of this. I said this earlier, but I love the episodes. Yeah, they go to a beach. They left like a hometown, and because Ryuji the crossdresser called him up and like was accusing him of like not being a good friend, and he's like, you would throw a life preserver into the water to save someone, but you wouldn't actually like jump in to help them prevent like them from drowning. There was a lot of like good metaphors that I really liked, but
like when he called him back, and it was like he really like had to sit on it for like a day, and like the next day he called and he was like, and you're right, it's the most logical thing to do.
Yeah, I would risk myself drowning. This is the right thing to do. And then they went on a road trip to like some random hotel in the middle of nowhere. But
Yaguchi's story really was just like he was just like a focused, like narrowly focused, like smart kid who like didn't ever branch out, and the whole like story he's constantly being shocked by like acts of kindness done for him, or like when he does an act of kindness, he's like, why am I doing this?
I think Yatora is just autistic, and he found his special interest, which is art. I think that's the whole thing.
Relatable.
Good for him. Good for him.
Also, when they go on that road trip, whoever like the hotel owner was, like the guy was really nice, but he rented out to these random 2 like high school students in the middle of like winter or like fall, and no guardian around. They just these 2 random kids, one of them being like
made him food the next morning.
Yeah, that was really wholesome. I like that character a lot, but it's just so random.
He's got lore. He's smuggled people before. runaways.
Yeah, and oh yeah, Void. They also drew themselves while nude in the same room. But all right, let's move on to the rating. What do you rate it?
I have no idea what I rated Lost.
6, 7. I think it was 7.
I was trying to think of like the ratings last time.
It's okay. You don't have to use Lost as a guide point. You can rate this a 10 if you want to.
Okay. I mean, there wasn't anything that was like bad, and like despite the fact that I guess it was very chill, and like there wasn't, I guess, like any like typical like big like drama almost. I still wouldn't say it was boring, probably because of like like the shorter episodes that I'm not used to personally. I think it was nice. It was sweet. Probably it's hard for me to give like exact. Like I don't know how Void will say like 7.7. Like I don't know, but I'd probably say it's around like the like 7, 6.5, like towards like areas where it's like where there's nothing bad. It was a nice chill thing, and I liked the drama and I liked the characters in it.
Pretty good.
It was a nice easy watch. I didn't have to think too hard about it.
So 7 final answer?
7 it is. 6.9.
You know what? That was my rating for Lost, I think. So yeah, I'm using it.
All right, 6.9.
And for me,
it was a nice chill anime that I thought, pretty good.
Yeah, for a guy who doesn't watch a lot of anime, it's different than the typical stuff. But for me, I think I'd rate it. The first season of the anime, I'd say 7, 8. I'd say 8. But the manga, 10 out of 10 for me. One of my favorite series of all time. I wish it uploaded more than once a month. It's so sad. I'm never gonna see I'm gonna die of old age before.
That's what you say about every series.
Because all the good series take time to craft.
How long I've been fucking waiting for Half-Life 3? 12 fucking years.
But that's never gonna happen. But it is. Go with the Clouds. The series I was telling you about last time. That uploads once a month, and then this one also uploads just as like little, and it's so sad because you can't rush perfection, but I wish they rushed a little bit.
But hurry it up.
Quote from Kaierss: "Rush things.
Rush things. Read them. I care about the story. I don't care about quality. Let's do it.
It could be shitty drawings. Yeah, it's going to be like one art from like One Punch Man." Shitty drawing.
I'd be fine with that. You see, people still read that webtoon because of the story.
Yeah.
All right. Time for me to continue talking. Let's get to Record of Ragnarok.
Record of Ragnarok.
We cut here.
All right. Do you want to go? You can stick around and listen.
I kind of gotta go.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, at least tell you like what you're gonna.
Oh yeah, we should do the.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that.
Can we do the
next month's announcement?
Should we just do offer right now and we can just Okay.
Yeah, so I can put them at the end. Last time it was split up.
Yeah, just put it at the end. Perfect. All right.
All right. Frasier never left. We never took a break in between the recording.
Nope.
Yep, same time.
It's been 5 weeks.
All right, let's get right back into Record of Ragnarok. Note number 1, the first note I wrote. Yeah. Wow, Loki looks so androgynous.
Wait, Loki's like introduced very. It's like the 4th volume. Gets introduced.
No.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I was reading, but I didn't take any notes for the first 3 fights.
You know what? That's fair enough. Well, you didn't take any notes during the Adam versus Zeus fight?
Anyway. I didn't have anything like really too profound to say about Zeus versus Adam. Like it was a cool fight. It was just like I will say that I didn't know who was gonna win. I had a feeling it was gonna be Zeus because like if they killed one of the leaders of the gods that early on, I would have been kind of confused. But the Thor versus Lubu fight, all I gotta say is it was really good. Lubu It looked really freaking cool.
It was a good introduction fight of what you're trying to get into.
You really understand what the series is going to be about after that, where it's like
a
little bit of backstory, a lot of fighting.
A little bit of world building as well. Mm-hmm. You know,
the world building kind of annoyed me because like you know me, I always want to know about stuff. Like I don't know how things work in this. Like they're all these different mythologies are
all
coexisting.
These religions in the exact same. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air exactly. But I feel. Well, I mean, in recent chapters, there's been a little bit.
I only got up to King Leonidas versus Apollo.
Okay, you got to there. All right. But wait. Like, it's very much up in the air. Like, it kind of like actual mythologies. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it's like, you know, there's gods and stuff.
They try to, like, make Norse mythology as, like, the main one, but then they bring in Greek mythology as, like, a second main one, where it's like, there's the underworld with Hades. But then at the same time, they have like Valhalla and stuff as like the main afterlife. So I don't get it. They have like so many different afterlives, and then they bring in Beelzebub. And I'm like, wait, Satan's here too.
Yeah, they're saying there's Hades. Yep.
Yeah, there's Hades. Lucifer was there.
Yeah, Lucifer. Yeah, and Beelzebub. Yeah, Beelzebub's backstory was Lucifer, Satan, as different people. Yeah,
I was surprised Lucifer was like so. Like nothing. He was kind of just there.
Yeah, exactly.
And got taken out pretty quickly. All right.
Same thing.
I wanted to go in like order of the fights, but honestly, we don't need to.
Yeah, maybe. Just first question. I would say, what's your favorite character? But I feel like it's very obvious.
No, I guess.
Jeez. Can you put up a picture of your profile pic and your name on screen right now? Just to let the audience at home.
You're wrong. It was Nikola Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Actually, of course. I liked a lot of characters. Shiva, Buddha, Nikola Tesla. King Shi Huang was actually really good too. Like I didn't think I'd like him, but then he showed up and I'm like, this guy, he is so me. I love him.
That's the thing about this series. They're able to introduce a character, put them like not for a while, but you're automatically just connected with them.
Yes.
Like hell, I read the recent chapter which explains one of the backstories of one of the opponents, right? And I'm like, damn, this guy's fucking awesome. I'm like, damn, I understand this dude. I don't want to get this guy his ass kicked.
The thing is that like every fight encapsulated like, whoa, this guy is cool. Like for Thor versus Lubu, I was rooting for Lubu, but like Thor, I could appreciate because he was like his cool wind-up attacks. He was really cool. And then for Zeus versus Adam, I was rooting for Adam. You know, founder of mankind, our ancestor, cool ass dude. Yeah. And then for Kojiro versus Poseidon, I didn't know like who to root for. Both like Poseidon had aura, but Kojiro was human and he was like Japanese. You know, he had like cool backstory with the scanning and all that. But you know, every single character has likability, and my dog is barking at my door. We just took her for a walk. Why is she barking?
I don't know, man. I own cats.
But the first 3 fights were like probably my least favorite, but that isn't to say they were bad. They were still
they're not bad, but like they Wubu and they have weaker themes, I feel like. You know, probably just getting into the story, the writer's still trying to like figure out what this, you know, thing is about. Like Wubu versus 4, strength, Zeus versus Adam, kind of family, a little bit. Third one, the Poseidon versus Sojiro, perfection versus, you know, determination. You know, that type of thing.
You're saying Kojiro and Poseidon was perfection?
Yeah, if Poseidon was perfection, you know, like the most ideal form of God. Well, actually, I feel like the theme would be like the most ideal God versus the like ideal human, you know, that type of thing. Like Poseidon was known as.
I look at Kojiro, I'm like, guy. I don't think ideal human.
Well, I mean, he's the embodiment of the human spirit. You know,
yeah, maybe.
Like he's always failing. Yeah, determination.
But then rising back up.
You keep rising back up and all that. Like, I feel like the best fights, both characters are kind of like shonen protagonists at the end of their story. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like especially with Shiva and Raiden.
God,
I feel like
that fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
I was rooting for both sides. Like I didn't know who I wanted to win. Like for
Yeah.
Buddha versus Bishamoten, I was like, yeah, I want Buddha to win.
You want Buddha to win, it's obvious.
Yeah. Because the other guy was like Hajun Zirafuku. It was kind of meh. Yeah. I didn't like him very much, but it's like a lot of the fights you could kind of pick a clear winner. But Shiva versus Raiden, man.
Yeah, it was really very interesting. Of like Shiva, you know, fighting the many gods of Indian mythology with his bro, and he's like, "Oh, we're at the top, guy. We could both be like the best." No, we can't. Type of stuff. Like it's straight out of like a shonen manga of like the rival finally, you know, best friend. You got to fight against him, and Raiden, you know, being viewed as a monster, and he deciding to be a sumo wrestler. And
he had also faced like many opponents and was the best. It was like similar backstories, and I loved it.
It's like one of the best parts, in my opinion, is just seeing the kind of interpretations of these historical figures and gods. To be honest,
I loved like the build up for the what's it called, Tesla fight. It was so good because they're all like, there was a bunch of scientists, and like that's recent. That is recent history for us. Like Lubu's, you know, all that stuff. Past.
They have insane fucking design.
Marie Curie was like, what? I don't even know. She was like,
fucking Thomas Edison looked like a JoJo character.
I wrote that down. I thought the same thing. Alfred Nobel, like I had no idea what his design was like. It was just crazy. Marie Curie looked nothing like the real Marie Curie.
It's very.
Albert Einstein was like a really tall, small little man. It's really funny.
If I remember correctly, I caught up to the manga during the Buddha versus Zirafuku fight, right? And my top three like characters I wanted to see was Nikola Tesla, Nostradamus, and Rasputin. Like those were the three that I'm like, how is this offer going to
Nostradamus? Who's that?
Yeah, Nostradamus. Yeah, the famous prophet.
Oh, the guy who. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah,
he didn't. He was like the Joker or whatever, the trump card.
Yeah, Joker.
I don't get why he was strong. Like he destroyed the what's that called? The Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
You know,
Bifrost.
Bifrost, thank you.
Yeah.
And like he destroyed that. I was so confused.
Yeah, because those were the three that's like most recent history, obviously. Of like, how are they going to interpret them? And my God, I love Nikola Tesla.
Let's backtrack a little bit. So the first three fights, Heracles versus Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Yes.
That fight was when I started taking notes. I was like,
yeah, that was like, walk in.
I thought it was so funny because he's just running in the beginning, and then this Hulk of a man is chasing him, and I didn't really like Heracles' design that much, but then it grew on me. Like I was like, this is kind of
it's basic, but at the same time it's like Heracles. Like how can you like design Heracles?
He's a big guy, you know, he's very normal. Big guy. He has like the belt, but then he has the tattoo growing on, like
and then he uses the tattoo to summon the 12 labors, and that's like
I was wondering how they're gonna bring that in, because I was kind of annoyed when they were showing his backstory, how like he was just a normal man who worked really hard, and then Ares came down, and then he challenged Ares, and then that's when he became a god. But I thought it would be like he was a god to begin with, because, you know, the whole Zeus thing.
Yeah.
And then he did the 12 labors, then became a god, all that stuff. But then he kind of skipped to, you know, like divinity. It was kind of annoying, but they still tied in the 12 labors, which I was fine with.
Yeah, that was a really good fight. Plus, the whole London setting was great.
He turned London into a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. That was so cool of Jack the Ripper always running away from, you know, the big muscle man and setting up traps here and there, and he's using a pair of scissors. Is that his weapon?
So, and then it was like, oh, wrong, it's this clock tower. And he was just fooling him left and right. It was so good.
It was it was really good, and I think my favorite double page. Wait, there's a lot of great, just fucking panels and art, like double pages. But I feel like this one's up there with the double page spread of at the very end. Hercules is his arm's been chopped off, whatever. He hugs Jack the Ripper. Yeah, and you see like all these panels of like humanity's many different sins, right? And Hercules,
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. That's how good it was.
Yeah, and Hercules,
despite everything, still loves humanity.
He still loves humanity despite everything,
And
it's so good of the best demigod versus like a monster from humanity. What a very like your mind's like, I want Hercules to win, but he's a god.
Yeah,
it was. I also love the audience too.
Yeah, the reactors like, why are we rooting for a murderer? This is.
Yeah, and we have like Arthur C. Doyle in the fucking audience being like, yes, the one person I couldn't solve.
The one murder. It's just
exactly.
It's so funny.
It's just a bunch of different cops around history.
Yeah, I like how each fight brings in people from that era. Like, I like to think that after each fight, they just escort all the people from that time era out. And then they bring in the rest of the people just for the crowd to be nearby.
Yeah, there's like specific stands for like, okay, what era were you in?
Yeah, because like for Jack the Ripper, it's all these like cops and stuff. But then it goes to like the fight with Raiden, and it's all these Japanese Buddha or like sumo wrestlers.
Sumo wrestlers, yeah.
Fat dudes in the crowd, just like,
big old fat guys.
I never beat him. I could never beat this guy. Well, he's the best. Just all rooting for him. It's amazing.
Yeah, the different sections.
That was the best fight because they destroyed Britain.
Yeah, truly. Black Sails. Whoa. Anyway.
Yeah. That was the only fight that I went into the series like really knowing about. Because, I've seen clips
it's pretty
online.
Popular.
It was, one of the most popular ones. I also knew Adam was in this, but I didn't know who he was going to, like, fight. So when it was Zeus, I was like, oh, sweet. That was another confusing thing, because Zeus isn't really normal, like, Christian mythology.
Yeah, I mean...
But then they include Jesus, so I don't get it.
Yeah, that whole thing. I remember hearing that like Jesus wasn't included in the anime. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because it's too popular. I saw that people in like the comment section were even saying like they're too afraid to use Islamic deities and like Christianity deities because like I'm surprised they did with Beelzebub and like Jesus, but they never did God, like the God.
Yeah, the God. The world building is very
all
weird.
over the place.
It is.
They put Jesus with Socrates and Confucius. That is just so random.
No, the thing is, if I heard correctly, the reason why they were there is because they represent the three pillars of
four sages.
Yeah, the four sages with Buddha as well.
Yeah,
that's why they were rooting for him.
Yeah, Buddha wasn't there though, so it was just the three of them. But it was just, I was surprised to see Jesus because I didn't think they'd do it.
Yeah, they do it. What was the next fight after Jack the Ripper? Because I can't.
Wait, hold on. What was I saying before Jesus? I don't remember now. Damn it.
Yeah.
After Jack the Ripper was Heracles, or no, I mean Shiva versus Raiden.
I mixed up Poseidon and fucking like.
Yeah, Poseidon and Kojiro was before Heracles and Jack the Ripper. I loved like it was so good going into that.
I really liked Raiden's design with his like the lines all over his like body to represent like the thing bounding his muscles. Like his muscles.
I liked how his Volund or Volund or whatever it was, like Volund. How he merged with the one Valkyrie. I was like, that was so sick.
Yeah.
When I was watching or when I was reading the Heracles fight, that's when I started relating them to like our D&D characters. It's gonna be a bit of a tangent that no one else will really understand.
Nobody's going to know this.
Yeah. This is the third talk, no one made it this far.
No one gives a shit.
I liked how Heracles is a lot like Henry, is indomitable, like despite harming me so much, still love you. It's awesome.
In spite of all of your things.
And then I got to the Shiva versus Raiden fight, and I was like, which one is Kurat? this is so me. Which one is me?
Ooh, which one is me for real?
At first I was thinking like, man, I'm Raiden for real. And then Shiva started acting cool, so I was like, no, I'm Shiva for real.
No, that's me.
Raiden's design, like when he was first introduced, I was like, this is just some sexist dude. He's gonna be kind of annoying and kind of like a pervert. And then he gets shown up. He's like a really nice guy. He's really badass. Cool backstory.
Oh yeah, I remember him meeting the Valkyrie of like, you're the most beautiful.
He's just in bed with all these women, but then the big buff Valkyrie shows up, and you think like, he's gonna not like her, and then he just the charisma, and he just goes in, and he's just amazing. Peak
indeed.
I love the pair ups for the Valkyries and each person, because like the one that was paired with Jack the Ripper just didn't like him because he was a murderer,
but then choked him.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't remember how Kojiro worked with his, but I know that like he'd split her in two and turn her into two swords.
Yeah.
Adam had the brass knuckles. Lubu had the spear. But Lubu also had his horse, which is funny.
Yeah, he had his horse, because it was a part of him.
Yeah, that was really, really well done. I really liked Lubu. He was really cool.
Yeah, he actually has his own spin-off.
What?
Yeah, he does. It's like a couple of chapters. Like,
wait, I have not heard anything about this. What?
I mean, I read it, but it's fine. There's nothing right home about.
What is it about?
It's about him just on misadventures for like ancient China, pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a good way to like promote the series, I guess.
Yeah.
That's weird, but yeah, D&D Shiva versus Raiden, and then you get to the Buddha fight, and I'm like, it's a coincidence because I've been reading about Buddhism recently, even before I knew he was in the series. Yeah. I mean, like he showed up in between the Shiva and Heracles fight or whatever, and like just beefing with other gods. But I was reading this, I'm like, this is not how I expected it to go. Like this is a different backstory than I knew about. Because I've never heard of Buddha's brother. I had no idea he had a brother. I don't know. Is this Gautama? I don't know if this is the same Buddha. It's weird because I don't know. It's just a strange version of him.
I mean, it's a very it's the interpretation of the author, but I kind of like of his interpretation of enlightenment. You know, of like he's
where it's like you don't have to abandon everything. You just have to kind of Yeah, I like. He was very quotable. I really liked Buddha in the series, and I liked this version quite a bit. It's different from what I was accustomed to, because I was literally reading a book the other day about Buddhism and like the origins of Gautama, and in the book they kind of describe it way worse, where it's just like he went onto the streets, saw poor people, and then relinquished his royal life because he was born into like a rich family.
Yeah,
which is kind of coexisting with like what Ragnarok showed, but I didn't know anything about like his sibling, and I don't know if that's like part of the original lore, because no one wrote about Buddha until like after he died, so everything is kind of just like word of mouth and not really known
up in there
from what I've seen. So it is kind of just unknown. Who knows if someone was lying, but it's just I thought it was funny because in the book I was reading, saw poor people becomes dedicated to not being rich and like finding enlightenment. It's so funny.
Yeah. Also, I kind of like the kind of evolution of Zero Fuku. He was a fucking like JRPG boss with like 3 fucking phases.
3 phases, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first. Like he was so annoying.
Yeah.
But then he turned into Zero Fuku, and I was like, this is kind of a cool design. And then he turned to Haju, and I was like, man, I really want Buddha to win.
Antichrist of like Buddhism and stuff like that. But yeah, I liked how like it was the 7 lucky gods transforming into the thing, aka representing the 7 deadly sins, which Buddha has to face against, and that's what turned Zero Fuku into like, or part of like Vader made him turn against humans, since he saw the 7 sins of humanity.
Like the greed, and like when he was on the street he saw people gambling or like being lustful and all that stuff.
Yeah, I really like the whole thing of Buddha being like, you're still going through puberty.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love like the backstory where like Buddha somehow meets Zero Fuku, and he's just like he you have to find happiness yourself, stupid. He just has like all the people following him, Buddha's like followers or whatever. Oh my god, it was such a cool scene.
Yeah, it's very interesting of Fuku taking on the sins of man, quite literally. Well, Buddha just merely does his own thing and just people follow him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Man, there was I'm thinking of something so profound and then I lost it.
Every great philosopher
you can teach a man to fish, but wait, no, I messed that up. You can give a man a fish, he'll be full for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll be full for a lifetime, or something like that. Where it's like Buddha's not just taking away their sins and then leaving them to be lazy. He's helping people like lead to happiness, lead to enlightenment, which is what I liked about him.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of annoyed that Buddha like lost one of his eyes because of Hajun, but it made sense because like he didn't see any light in him. I liked how they explained the eyes because I was like, this is kind of like Adam, but it's slightly different because it's like he sees the light in people, so he knows what they're gonna do. But then Hajun had no light in him, so he didn't see the future with them.
Yeah. Also, I love that whole Adam thing of the eyes being like he was created in the image of God, so he can copy any God's abilities. I thought that was like a really cool interpretation of that.
That was pretty cool. There was a lot of like stuff relating to scanning or like predicting things. Like Adam could see them like happen, and then Kojiro scanned it and he like predicted it would happen.
Scanned all of existence.
Yeah, every possibility. Yeah. And then Buddha like could see the light and see what they were going to do. Via,
what a prediction.
The light of the people. Yeah, it was just cool.
Yeah.
And then Qin Shi Huang, did he have something? He kind of had like chi, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of different.
But yeah, let's get to Hades. King versus King.
I loved that. I was thinking like, wow, Qin Shi Huang. I didn't like his design at first because I was like, oh, this guy's kind of cocky, but not in a good way. But then he exudes charisma. He walks up, humble yourselves. The throne is where I am, and I was like, freaking the fuck out. But as they were like hyping up the fight with Hades, I was like, no, this is gonna be Alexander the Great. I swear this is gonna be Alexander the Great. But then it showed up to be like some Chinese mythology dude that I've never heard of.
The first Chinese emperor, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. I didn't know anything about him.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I really liked this series because it makes me wonder like, oh, this was the first Chinese emperor. That's interesting.
I didn't really know much about him. I liked his charisma. It was so funny.
But yeah, I think, God, even during that fight, because I was reading this week to week by this point of like, I don't actually know who's going to win because we have Hades who has this like big brother of like, I want to protect my, little brothers, and Poseidon's already dead, and the Greek gods are getting kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I thought Hades was gonna win because I was like, there's no way the humans could have a lead on the gods. But then he won, and my jaw dropped. I was not expecting it because I was like, Hades was kind of better than Poseidon. During like Gigantomachia or whatever it is, he went down to the underworld alone and like defeated all those criminals or whatever, and I was just surprised by his strength. And then Qin Shi Huang still beat him. Shocking.
Still beat him. Yeah.
I mean, like Shiva came out with like his arms like gone, and Qin Shi Huang was like damaged a shit ton too. None of the fights that like were won were like close, or I mean, like they're all fairly close.
One
like,
side. Yeah, they're close.
Yeah. Thor got away kind of fine, I think. I don't really remember. But Zeus came away like completely uninjured. Kojiro went back to normal after a few fights because he was resting for a while. Jack the Ripper was also kind of in medbay, but he was able to like get tea and stuff. Shiva was fucked up. Buddha was fucked up.
Got two arms gone, one eye gone.
Yeah. Qin Shi Huang was like bleeding out. He's sustaining all that. I loved Qin Shi Huang's design though. It was incredible. So cool. The tattoo going on the eye and like down the back.
Oh yeah, the white centipede.
And then the backstory. I actually felt pretty bad for Qin Shi Huang with like his like adopted mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they made that like bodyguard lady like so attractive, and I was like, come on, it's kind of distracting from the story. They're too hot.
Come on, stop it.
it was kind of random, but I liked it. It was not a terrible design. It was just a little bit strange.
That's right. He was like kind of dismissed by the people of the country, stuff like that, and he had to earn his right to be a leader, while Hades was kind of born with it. You know, that being the older brother.
Became the emperor through hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
Unlike that loser Hades. Hades' design is also really cool.
Oh yeah, Hades was cool.
They're all really cool.
Yeah. These are badass designs, honestly, for all the like main competitors.
Yeah, I really like the Hades fight though, because they never really seemed to harbor any resentment towards each other. Like Qin Shi Huang was kind of selected to fight some random dude. Yeah. Like they didn't. I wouldn't say they respect each other. It was just there wasn't any resentment towards each other, because Hades kind of hated humanity as a whole for killing his brother, not Qin Shi Huang directly. And Qin Shi Huang was kind of just thrown into this and knew that he had to fight on behalf of like his people or whatever. So they didn't really hate each other. They kind of had to fight. You enjoying that bag of chips?
Yeah. Standing here, I realize you're just like me, trying to make history. Anyway, then Beelzebub versus Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, when they showed Beelzebub during the Hodgin fight, I knew that he was gonna fight Tesla, because I was like, I knew Tesla was in the series. He was one of the 3 people I like went into the series knowing about. I didn't know about any of the gods really, but I just saw Beelzebub in like a science lab, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna fight Tesla. It's gonna be scientist v scientist. So good though.
But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Ward of Fries versus the man of progress. You know, stagnation versus change.
Progress, yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
And yeah, it just fucking. There's really. Like we could stay here and talk about themes all day, but the fights are just fucking cool.
yeah, you know? Genuinely, like
they're awesome.
Beelzebub, I didn't really care for his abilities too much. I was like, this is kind of lazy, you know. Beelzebub, just some barrier and some damaging thing. The ultimate spear, the ultimate shield, or whatever. But then Tesla comes in with his Iron Man power armor, flying around, teleporting.
Shit, man.
So cool. When they showed that like little backstory with that one like warship that got teleported, I was like, this is so cool.
Oh yeah, the Philadelphia experiment.
I don't know if that was like a real myth.
Oh, it was 100%. It was spread around all the time. People thought like fucking the U.S. military's doing something with teleportation, because there were reports of like, oh, the U.S. Philadelphia is in fucking this other bay.
Huh.
Which it can't be, you know.
I'll have to read on that later, because I've never really heard about that.
But yeah, I did enjoy Beelzebub's backstory of like he has this like he has like the actual devil inside of him, but it's kind of like it's not really like, it's kind of like a second personality.
Yeah, I was gonna say split personality disorder, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And he's unable to, you know, move away from the past. He's unable to change, and you know, versus Nikola Tesla, the guy who always changes, who was always, humanity will always progress. You know, that type of sentiment. And also, that final fucking attack was awesome. It fucking Nikola Tesla cutting off his own arm in order to get like a bag. Yeah, teleport it right behind him. Is like, so cool.
I was pissed that he lost though. I had a feeling,
was sad,
but you know, it's
sad,
I thought he was so cool with the teleporting, like somewhat logic, even though it was kind of weird. But like a scientist who's like super smart finally has like access to the materials to make his like ultimate machines.
Yeah, ultimate inventions and stuff like that.
I love Tesla's backstory too. It was really good.
Yeah,
a lot better than Beelzebub's lame edgelord backstory. But I didn't really like. I wasn't really annoyed at Beelzebub. Like I felt like he was a major edgelord, but I still didn't care like too much about. Like I wasn't angry with his design. It was just kind of weird.
fucking pissed off at the Z-Boy design.
I'm just so confused why Lucifer was just some dude that and then dies to the Satan inside the other guy.
No, I find it like a very interesting interpretation of like the devil, since many names like Sapphire was the angel name for the devil before he fell into hell. Lucifer is just another name, and Satan is just another name of like different
a bunch of different
demons
versions of.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I just have a photo of Thomas Edison on my screen, the JoJo version. I'm glad you said it, because I thought the same thing. I even wrote it down saying that it's like JoJo. Alright.
But,
next fight.
The Apollo versus King Leonidas.
That was really unexpected. I knew they'd bring in Apollo at some point, because, one of the big major ones. But King Leonidas facing him, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, again, D&D characters, Karat versus Cosmos as
you know what? That's completely fair.
It was so awesome. Dude, like, look at this specific panel. Jamie, pull that up.
Put it up on screen.
It's just like in the background, the Zentarum on the left, on the right, all of my temple. Zentarum versus the Kulur temple.
God damn it! I wish I could draw because I want to make an edit of this fucking.
So good.
Cosmos Core, god of money, versus Karat, the final leader of Zentarum.
That is so cool. It's I swear, every new character that they show up, it's just, this is so me. This is so me.
This is me, man.
I never finished the Leonidas fight, but I know who wins.
Yeah, I really appreciate the Leonidas design.
I thought it was kind of unexpected. I like the military version, like, because in the past he was kind of just normal, shirtless warrior.
Because he's kept evolving, kind of like, with other characters like Nikola Tesla and Soji were.
Yeah. It's like a more modern take. And, like, oh my god, he's just so cool. He's so buff and awesome. But then Apollo is also, like, beautiful and, like, majestic.
Yeah.
I felt like King Leonidas was so repetitive, though. He just kept saying, like, I'll take all my bloodlust and murder you. I'm gonna kill you. I hate you. I never even, like, I was like, it's not that serious.
But not that serious.
King Leonidas never really, like fought against Apollo. Like, there was no real reason for him to be that angry, except for, like, that one festival that he interrupted to fight other people. Even then, that was kind of his fault.
Yeah, he just sees Apollo as, this just like a god. Like, he's kind of like Kratos. Like, he just hates these presumptuous gods that don't do anything. Who think
they're above. And then that's why he, like, when he knocked Apollo down, he's like, how does it feel to be the one finally being looked down upon? And he's, like, smoking a cigar.
Yeah, so bitch, cool. God of beauty, my ass.
I loved. He was just always smoking that fight. I thought he'd use it. Maybe he did, and I just never got to it. But I thought he'd use the smoke as like a smoke screen, but he never did. I liked how in the past he had like the Chinese kind of cigarette, like the emperors had, but then in the present he has a cigar with his like military getup, like his skin tight shirt and everything, like the camo pants.
God, the more I look at him, the more I'm reminded of like Big Boss from like Metal Gear, like a Metal Gear Solid like character.
He wasn't like crazy unique, but at the same time he was unique. It was like he was cool.
Yeah, like he's like he's headstrong, but not like in the way of Wu Bu, who was more quiet, strong.
Who was like constantly like trying to be better and better. And then I just remembered part of Lu Bu's backstory where he's like, he was crying at the end and everyone was like, what a coward. He was crying at his execution. He was like, no, I couldn't find anyone stronger.
Man, I'm bored. Can you kill me already, man?
Yeah. So good. But I thought Shiva and Raiden was also like Kurat, but then King Leonidas came out, I'm like, that's Kurat. But then Apollo came out, I was like, that's Cosmos.
They're fighting.
And then Heracles is Henry, and screw the rest of our buddies.
Yeah, fuck them. They'll get to get named in the podcast.
Yeah. They don't get put in the description like Pandora and Weave.
Yeah. I want to be at the like description of every fucking episode. But yeah, like overall, I just it's not the most thought-provoking series, but at the same time, it's just fucking it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah, because the main focus isn't the world building. It's mainly characters and their style and like the battles.
Yeah,
and like the themes behind them, stuff like that. It's not focused as much on like the actual like divinity side, you know, like heaven, all that stuff. I was confused by that again because you know it's like Valhalla's there, but then there's also Garden of Eden and like all that other stuff. It's just strange, you know.
It is very, you know, just up in the air, Willing.
Yeah, and wasn't there also like the snake from the Garden of Eden that like made Adam and Eve have like the apple or whatever?
Yeah, it was just a snake.
When I saw that snake, I was thinking that's Satan. But then later on, they show like 4 other Satans, so I'm so confused.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Satan is like just a Fury questions made of like, okay, that's saying like it as a snake. I think in the original like Garden of Eden story, it's just a snake. You know, that's just like it been the interpretation.
It's supposed to like symbolize like Satan.
Evil, sure.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be Satan.
Yeah, knowledge of man and all of that. But yeah, overall, I just enjoy the hell out of the series because, you know, interesting interpretations of historical figures and gods, cool fights, honestly, cool designs, and just interesting like opposing themes of like, you know, strength versus strength, or father versus
son,
grandfather or something. Father versus son, perfection versus flawed, heroic versus murderous, king versus king, you know, that type of stuff. Stagnation versus progress, and
Buddha
beauty
versus Germa.
Enlightenment versus puberty. And beauty versus scarred, you know. That type of thing. It's just interesting. It's like not the deepest themes, but it you know, it helps. I enjoy them.
It's I'm just gonna leave it at it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's unique. It's a good series that I very much enjoy because I enjoy history and mythology. You know,
was been a fan of that. I wish the series came out like sooner. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, it's been around for like 10 years by this point since it's monthly chapters. So
I don't even know who's after King Leonidas versus Apollo. I might catch up.
Yeah.
Sometime in the next week, but curious, you know? I really wish Alexander the Great was here. I was like really expecting it versus Hades, but because it was like the greatest conqueror versus king, you know? But it wasn't. But we should get to ratings. Yeah. What did you rate it? We spent 40 minutes talking about the series. I'm gonna have hell to edit. But
hey, that's your job, buddy.
Yay! All right, I'm. You're rating first.
Honestly, I'm just going to take a look at what I rated on my anime list just to compare it. I mean, you know, just compare it. What did I put it on my anime list? 8.
You put 8?
No, the thing is, I feel like it's a 7.9 on the edge of an 8. Like it's good. Like I enjoy it a lot actually, but I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 7. You know, on my anime list, it's 8 since it's right on the precipice of it. It's like right there, you know. But yeah, 7.9. Honestly, just the whole series.
I'm gonna say it was good, but it wasn't life changing. I like series that I'm like, this is gonna have an impact on my life. So I'm gonna rate it.
Well, you can't come into every series like that.
I will come into every series like that. I want to see peak.
Only peak. I don't care for anything else.
I want to say 7, but at the same time, like, it's not like godly, you know? It's not the best series I've ever seen. My dog is barking again. So I'm gonna say, drum roll, 6.9.
Oh, wow. So you enjoy it more than Supergirl.
Isn't that what I rated Supergirl?
I think you rated a 6.3 or something.
I think I also rated a 6.9.
And he's very
you know what? I'll just say 7. Put it on screen. 7. So that I could...
Big old 7. Big 7.
Big 7. Lucky number 7.
I'm thinking 7.
Our ratings so far have all been like 7, 6.5, 6.9.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 7.
I agree with that. I won't kill you in your sleep.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other profound words to say?
Profound words. I want to see Rasputin. that's what I'm waiting for. Honestly.
I want to see Alexander the Great.
Because no, I'll just say this right now. Rasputin is the last human character to be revealed. Everyone else has been revealed.
Oh, right. There's that paper at the beginning that I don't remember really looking at it.
Yeah.
They had that one piece of paper.
Yeah, the piece of paper. You didn't look at it.
I looked at it.
Really.
I just haven't. It's been a month, so.
Yeah, but also has Simo, the White Death. You know, the sniper.
Oh yeah, Was he on that list?
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Pretty sure.
That's
I'm pretty sure.
Really unique.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find it.
His design's already been revealed in like promotional stuff, except for just Rasputin hasn't been revealed yet. Every other like character has been.
It's gonna be great. I just know it.
He better have that fucking beard. All right, Nikola Tesla's mustache I could forgive. But I need that beard. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Record of Ragnarok, just a fun ride, honestly, of a series. And
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Now let us get to our recommendations for next month.
Jump kite.
Damn. So, Fraser, what you're going to watch this month?
I'm watching something.
You're watching something. We head back to the 1990s of Japan, in which we see...
It's an anime!
No, it's actually a TV show.
Okay.
No, it isn't. It's anime. I want to. 3 out of 10. Anyway, 90s Japan.
Okay.
We see
love the 90s.
A mid-20s guy who has no future. His name is Kaiji. And
that sucks for him, man. I'm sorry.
He really has nothing much to do nowadays, but a chance encounter with since he signed off a loan for a friend of his, but now that friend has gone into debt, and now he has to pay off that debt because that friend has disappeared.
Squid Game.
I knew you were gonna fucking say it.
You should have built it up like that.
Anyway, they should just scream "Squid Game!" But anyway, he is enlisted by this mysterious loan shark to go onto a ship in which, once he goes on it, he is able to pay off all of his debt in one night. But he must play a game with many other people who are also in debt.
With long
This is
Squid Game.
This is Kaiji, Ultimate Survivor, Season 1. And yes, it is like
gambling.
Squid Games. It involves gambling. God damn it, I knew you.
Ultimate Survivor.
Yeah, Ultimate Survivor. Basically,
you've seen
it's
a few photos. I think Void's posted a few, and you might have. Like,
I just looked it up, and I was like, I recognize this man.
Yeah, it has a very unique art style to it. But it's a.
Is he watching it?
Yeah, he's watching it. Season 1. It's about 25 episodes, 20 minutes. And yeah, it is pretty grounded show about this guy going through these, games, and it's all about like how he tries to get through them and how he, the different solutions to them, and it's pretty psychological, which I very much enjoy. It's less actiony, but more just mind games sort of things, and yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good watch. Honestly, I think you're going to enjoy it.
25 episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's only 3 weeks now. But okay. You guys really just want me to be like? Before I was always been like, yeah, I've only seen like 3 anime, and then you guys are really trying to rack that number up.
I wasn't expecting like when you started talking about it, I was like, yeah, I know what he's talking about. But for Frasier, I wasn't expecting another anime because with mine, I kind of catered it to you, Frasier. I was like, this is a little bit easier to watch than like the super absurd animes that we typically see.
It's a grounded, gritty show.
We'll see.
Right,
next month.
Let's see. I'll give you my vote on it.
Yeah, next month. Yeah.
Also,
but
this
if
is
I
why
get 3 in a row,
3 strikes and you're out.
When I was thinking we should do a special like thing this month because we're already a week in. I was kind of doing it around like, man, we don't have the full like 31 days to watch the series. So now, Frasier, you have like 21 days, 23 days to watch 25 episodes. So
20
minutes. 20 minutes, man. You got this. All right, now my suggestion for Void Lego.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. I suggest
this month
a manhwa by the name of The Greatest Estate Developer. It's it's really funny. It is a series that has made me laugh out loud constantly. There are 129 chapters out currently.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I know you got this. They're manhwas, so it's not like full long length. Once you start reading, you're gonna be drawn in. I believe you'll read these very quickly because it's like you want to binge it. It's binge worthy, and it's very funny. So you know how most manhwas are, most isekais.
What's a manhwa?
A manhwa is a Korean comic, basically.
Okay. Basically, the unique part of manhwas are it's one giant page that's stretched out.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's not like a traditional comic book or manga.
Yeah, you won't find it like well formatted where it's like right to left. Like it's not wide panels. It's meant to be read on your phone, and it's like scrolling.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. But this is an isekai, which you may be scared at the sight of an isekai, but
isekais are.
It is a good isekai. This is a series I could suggest to Jimmy, and that speaks volumes. 129
now
volumes.
Now you gotta link weave.
Damn it.
I was gonna talk about Jimmy earlier, but
Alright, fine. Weave and Pandora can be in the description since we brought them up enough times. But as you can see in the title, The Greatest Estate Developer, it's a guy who's reincarnated and becomes the greatest estate developer.
Wow.
He's really good at construction work and building things, and you'll see how it plays out. It's very unique. I actually got Nico from the Jimmy's Bar. Oh, now I gotta link it in the description. Ah, damn it. Nico's read a little bit of it, and he likes it a lot. He thinks it's very funny, and I agree. I hope you think the same.
Okay. I mean, I'm interested because I've read a couple of manhwas before, and it depends on the creator if they can use the format well. Like this. Yeah, Lookism uses well, and also the Boxer. Boxer uses
the Boxer
is incredibly uses it well. So I'm very interested in what type of way they'll utilize it here.
You'll be pleasantly surprised. They do a good job. But Frasier, what is your suggestion for me?
All right, Kaierss. That is your real name.
No, it's not.
Oh, what should I like?
You can call me Kaierss.
I've known you for so long.
Yeah. All right.
That's who he is.
We'll get past this another day, but by the end of the next one, you'll be watching a show, a live action show. Gotta have one every month.
We have one anime and one live action show. That's our rule here.
Wait,
12 episodes.
Hold on. My dogs are barking.
They're into it. They know it.
They're getting excited.
This is your drum roll. Oh, the anticipation.
Woof.
Leave it in. You know what? Just do it.
Okay. Maybe I'll try to hyper avoid it. Of a family. All. You know, I'm not gonna go through that. You're gonna be watching.
Sold. You've got me. I'm hooked.
I thought you were gonna say like Full House. Family Matters.
No, but you will be watching season 1 of Empire.
Oh, that was the show you built that one Minecraft house in that one server that we didn't play much in, right? You were gonna build
Empire?
You were gonna build a house from Empire in a Minecraft server.
The club, yeah.
Just into the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
I have a good memory. I remember. I know nothing about Empire.
I forgot
by the way.
about that.
I remember.
Good. Empire.
I know that there's a building made out of acacia wood.
Yeah, real. So it's a show about a family. There's the father, the mother, and the 3 sons, and it's a really show, I guess, kind of like Black Sails, about legacy, and it's Empire is the name of this like hip hop label that they run. I looked up the show and I'm looking at the about. But,
yeah, and they've always ruled unchallenged, but a medical diagnosis predicts that he will be incapacitated in 3 years. Wow.
But no, it's kind of about the show where like there's a lot of different like hooks, especially in the first episode. The first episode, they throw so many like show hooks at you. I love it. It's a very fun show. It has a very like real and like there's like a lot of like heavy drama. A lot of like all 3 sons are all very different, and like what they go through, like the relationship between the mother and the father is like explored, and just the whole family dynamic. Every single one of the characters, they're all so unique, and the show is just really fun. Like it is a really fun show. The music is like in the show is like genuinely like really good. Like they have like a ton. Every single episode you get like original music in the show, and it's actually like so surprising how like for like a weekly show that was coming out, and they were like constantly like having like some genuinely like some hits. But I don't know how to describe it too much without like
I remember that one clip that you posted quite often that was kind of funny.
Whoa, yeah.
I love that. No, because I started rewatching the show recently, and I don't know, season 1, especially the early seasons of Empire, they're just so special. It's such a fun show, and I don't know. I think you'd like it. I think you might dig some of the music, even if it's not like all your taste, and just like the family dynamic
taste in music.
When you say Empire,
maybe you will.
I'm reminded of that one scene you showed me, Fraser. Not the reaction image video, the other one.
Yeah, Empire also has the greatest cutaway.
I keep thinking about that.
I love cutaways.
There's one scene in Empire during when they were singing. You'll see it. It's in season 1.
Okay, I'm excited. How long are the episodes?
It's like 42 minutes.
All right, and there's 25 episodes.
There's 12.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know why I was thinking of Kaiji.
Yeah. No, season 1 of Empire. So all the other seasons I think have like 18, 16 episodes. But But no, season 1, yeah, all the other ones have 18 episodes. Season 1's only 12. I wouldn't have recommended it. It was 18 probably, but I think a nice little 12. Yeah. And honestly, I think it's a very easy watch.
I could do one per day. Yeah, I have more than enough time. I can probably. This is good. I like when there's not like a lot of episodes, but the minutes are longer because it makes it easier to watch. I think.
Denser.
For like Lost.
Yeah. I don't know how to. Like I said, I wanted you to go into this with more, with like not much information, so I don't want to describe too much of like what what the characters themselves go through.
I don't even know what the characters like. I don't know any of their actors. I see the cast here. I don't recognize any of them.
Who are you people?
You know Terrence Howard.
A little
You've
bit.
definitely seen Terrence Howard.
He was.
But yeah,
Iron Man.
I love the performances. Yeah, and I was looking at like a bunch of shows that I've watched. And I was trying to think of like. Because there's shows that I've watched where it's like, man, I feel like you'll definitely like this show, or this show was just like objectively good. But I think Empire is a very unique show, and I don't know how much you'll like it, but I love it. So I think because of that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have him watch Empire and see how he feels.
Yeah, as we go into the more episodes, we're going to have to get out of our respective partners' comfort zones.
for my suggestion for March, go with the clouds. I thought it was something that I really liked, and I was thinking like, oh, Frasier, Cars, like detective drama a little bit.
And, I'm not a car guy.
Okay, but you know what I meant.
Yeah, Frasier, famous car guy.
You know, it's a man's man.
The man's yeah.
Yeah, since he watches Western all the time, he's a man's man.
It's like I thought you'd like it a little bit, and then for my second month for what was it, April? For April, I was thinking Blue Period, you know, kind of catered, and then for my suggestion this month for Void, I just like the series. Void's gonna like it probably. I'm pretty confident Void will like it, but it's not catered.
I hate it.
This is just something honestly, that I reference a lot.
I think there's a chance that you won't like it, and I think that's okay because I don't think it's not everyone's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe. Like I remember my mom, like we got my mom to watch the show, and like by like season 2 or 3, she was like, she was done. She wasn't a big fan. But honestly, guys, I think you'll really like the show.
I mean, even if I don't, this is a good experience to like broaden my horizons because like I don't watch a lot of like live action stuff. It's just. I'm glad you're getting the podcast. That's the point of the podcast. Yeah,
exactly.
I personally think Kaierss is you'll love the show.
I'm excited. Live action.
As you should be.
It's on Hulu, right?
Yes.
Okay.
An alternate source.
Also, if you use a VPN, it's on Disney Plus.
By the way, we're sponsored by NordVPN.
Let's thank our sponsors today, Blue Apron VPN. They're incredible. You could cook from anywhere in the world, you know.
There's nobody to stop
teleport to any kitchen.
It's your superpower. You teleport to any kitchen,
but you can't leave the kitchen.
It's like his jigsaw like trap. Like you must cook something.
Would you like to cook a meal?
Or else your balls will explode.
Should I cut this and put it at the end of the video? Is that how I should do it?
Okay. Yeah, put it at the end. So we got no updates on previous things we've watched. Like Lost.
I haven't continued Lost yet.
That's awesome.
I own the season 1 DVD, like I said, so I'm going to finish season 1, but I'll get to it.
My dog is barking so much.
Oh, by the way, at Goodwill, I've seen the entirety of Lost donated 3 different times since you suggested it. So people must hate Lost.
Yeah, they fucking hate it, dude.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, so we'll meet back in 3 weeks, and then we can do the next episode. Yep. Avoid any other outro keywords.
The SAO or whatever. You better hit that like button. You better subscribe. You better tune in for next time for our thoughts on Kaiji, Ultimate Survivor, Empire, and greatest L-State development.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I generally forgot about it.
All right.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next month. See ya.
See you.
Bye.